Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, a Macomb County family could use your help after a teenage boy is hit by a car and knocked unconscious.
Well, now the community is coming together to help. Fox News' Dave Kinchin shows us how.
It's just him and his mom. She's there. She's holding down the fort.
That's exactly why Kaylin Augustini and several of her Lennox Township, Macomb County neighbors are stepping up for one of their own, a 15-year-old boy named Keegan, who was struck by a car while walking on 26 Mile just days ago, according to family.
When I saw him walking, he was on the opposite side of the road. We made eye contact, and after that, I came home, did my thing, and they had shut down the road over here at 26 in New Haven.
The Macomb County Sheriff's Office responded and continues to investigate. Family and friends say Keegan was walking eastbound on 26 Mile when the crash happened, leaving him in the hospital with serious injuries.
Right now, he is having blood pressure spikes. He has swelling of the brain, so they had to relieve his skull. So he's sitting with that. He has a tube down his throat. He can't breathe on his own. He has a broken left leg.
Arcelia is another neighbor with kids of her own. She's simply heartbroken.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, he's really close to my family. Like, from the day he moved in here, him and my 12-year-old son hung out. They played basketball because they both love basketball. Keegan has showed my son different basketball moves. If anyone was like bullying him, Keegan would always stand up for him.
They plan on holding a spaghetti dinner at the Quail Run development later this month to raise money for Keegan's mother as they navigate the path ahead.
I don't know how insurance is going to go with that or any legal things are going to go with that, but she is going to miss work. We don't know. As of now, he's still not awake. So we don't know what the next steps are.
Witnesses tell us the driver did stop at the scene. The Macomb County Sheriff's Department is working this case. We'll pass along the latest information as soon as we get it. We're in Mount Clemens, Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
Developing news tonight, Southfield police are searching for a 3-year-old boy who is missing. Terry Winter was taken by Terry Brock, his mother, and is refusing to return her son to his biological father despite a court order. Police say that the mother refused to bring Terry to court yesterday. She has had parental rights removed. It is believed that Brock and her son have left the state and they're in Toledo or the suburb of Oregon, Ohio. It is unclear if the young boy is in danger. Call Southfield Police if you have any information.
Shocking video here showing a Detroit man being hit by a city bus, sending him to the hospital in critical condition. You can see him walking there on Warren near Junction on the city's west side when the bus slammed into him yesterday afternoon. The family now lawyering up. They say the victim's spleen had to be removed. In a statement, the Detroit Department of Transportation says in part the DDOT driver was taken off the road immediately to be screened for drugs or alcohol. Those results are pending, and the driver will remain off the road for the time being. The thoughts of everyone at DDOT is with this individual in hopes they are able to make a full recovery.
Shattered windows at a Detroit landmark. Police need the public's help to find the person who shot at the Coleman Young building. Investigators say it happened just before 5 a.m. outside the building off of Jefferson. A cleaning crew discovered the damage a short time later. Officers say that they're searching for a gray sedan after someone targeted the building, apparently firing shots from the vehicle.
We do know for a fact that there were 6 windows shot at on this side of the building, on the south side. That vehicle continued westbound, went down to Shelby, turned back around, came up Larned, fired off another round, which we're believing is most likely going to be a pellet gun or a BB gun, because there was no audible sound. Again, no 911 calls. Shot another window on the north side, drove off, circled back, exited down here on the lodge.
Thankfully, no one was hurt. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to call Detroit police.
A stolen car, a chase, then a crash, all with a baby inside. This all happening last night. The suspect, just a 16-year-old boy, according to police. He drove off in a car from a gas station in Port Huron. The car unlocked and running with the baby asleep inside. The driver took it westbound on I-94, eventually getting off on 21 Mile and crashing outside the Sugar Bush Tavern in Chesterfield Township. Everybody involved, including the 18-month-old, is okay.
Pursuit went on and off the freeway several times. The driver was an unknown driver, so we didn't have suspect information. We knew the child was inside, essentially kidnapped.
One great thing I definitely saw was the police officer got right into the car, grabbed the baby that was in the car, and immediately came across the, into a safe zone out here.
This could be the young driver's 6th car theft. He's being held in the Macomb County Juvenile Detention Facility.
All right, so we're going to return to weather. The warm weekend, the warmth returns, but there's also going to be those storms, so you may want to keep that Foxy weather app handy.
That's right. Weather Authority Stephanie Mead keeping an eye on things for us. Hey, Steph.
Hey, so yeah, really nice day today. We're coming into kind of an active weekend to start, but it really was a beautiful afternoon. Humidity levels were low. Temperatures were just slightly below the seasonal high, so you really couldn't ask for a better way to wrap your work week. Temps are in the 60s right now, so it's still kind of comfortable out there. 67 in the city, clear skies across much of southeast Michigan with maybe a few high thin clouds in spots. But I think the overall trend is just mainly clear skies heading into tonight. Temps will drop through the lower 60s. I think we're starting the morning off in the lower 60s, so almost a very similar feel to this morning, maybe a few degrees warmer. And then we'll see those numbers warm up relatively quickly tomorrow. I think we're forecasting highs closer to the average, which is usually in the middle 80s. 84 degrees is where we should be for this time of year, and that's exactly where we'll be tomorrow. We do have quiet conditions here across much of the state, with the exception up near the UP, where they've been seeing some light showers. There is that risk for some stronger to severe thunderstorms tomorrow, so level 2 out of 5, slight risk for everybody that's in yellow, so that's pretty much the lower half of the state. Main risks is going to be damaging wind and the potential for some heavier rain, which could create some localized flooding. We're also not going to rule out that isolated tornado threat. So here's our Fox Futurecast model, 5:30, central parts of the state, so from about Saginaw extending all the way down into southern Michigan. That's going to continue to slide eastbound. Note timing 8:30, 9 o'clock. So window of opportunity is going to be between 5 and 9 o'clock tomorrow. Once this main line moves out, there might be a few straggler showers behind, but I do think overnight we quiet down. And most of the day on Sunday, although we'll see quite a bit of cloud cover, we should see a lot of dry time too. Temperatures and our humidity levels are going to drop just a little bit behind that, so a bit more comfortable Sunday, Monday into Tuesday. And then you notice by the middle part of next week, we start to see those humidity levels go up once again. 81 Sunday, 82 Monday, dry conditions through about Tuesday, and then the heat, humidity really begin to build as we head through the middle part of your work week here. And it looks like the core of the warmest air is going to be just south of us, but we're still going to see numbers in the 90s as we head through the middle part of your work week here. 90 during the day on Wednesday, Thursday 91 with storm chances both days. Don't forget, you can always get the latest forecast by checking the Fox 2 weather app. You can download it for free in the App Store or head over to Google Play. Over to you guys.
Well, when that sleepy slump hits, it is time for an energy drink, and that is what a West Michigan woman did. However, this one packed a real punch.
But after she finished the whole thing, she said she saw a mouse lying dead at the bottom of the can. Now she's filing a lawsuit. Curled up dead, a tiny little mouse in the bottom of a Monster energy drink.
In this case, she didn't realize there was a mouse in it until she finished the drink.
Mackenzie Kane says she bought a white Monster from a bagel shop in Grand Rapids in 2024. Guzzled it gone in her car. It still felt heavy and she smelled an off odor. When she peered in, sure enough, her attorney Zach Runyon says a mouse in her Monster.
You know, it eventually turns into her vomiting. She had to go to the doctor multiple times because she kept vomiting, and I mean, this was going on for days afterwards.
Mackenzie was tested for a panel of illnesses, but all clear, left with depression and anxiety, says Runyon.
You should never have a product hit the shelf that has a dead rodent in it.
That's fair, yes. That's why they filed suit against Monster Energy. The case just moved to federal court, and if they don't settle, trial. Until then, the mouse is on ice in case it's needed for evidence.
I mean, it had to have gotten in there when they were manufacturing the can and closing it up. How that happens, I don't know. Obviously, somebody made a mistake somewhere.
A statement from Monster Energy says in part, the lawsuit is a copycat claim based on a hoax found on the internet. Strict manufacturing processes and technology make it impossible for a mouse to be sealed inside a Monster energy drink. But Runyon has been down this road again. This is one of a handful of mouse and food drink cases he's handled.
The amount of calls I get about foreign objects in people's food that they buy at restaurants or pick up at the store is really disturbing. It happens a lot more than you would think.
Very odd. Very odd. Makes you want to stay away from drinks for a while.
Clear bottles from now on. Usually in these cases, according to the attorney there, he says most of the time the companies just want to settle, but it's possible it goes to trial. What a weird one to sit on a jury for, right?
Yeah, and the attorney seems so nonchalant, like, yeah, this kind of thing, they happen.
I think he's seen it all, really, at this point.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you, Jessica.
Of course.
Well, the owner of a Clinton Township warehouse that exploded last year, he's back in court as a judge considers whether to send him to trial. Norkesto is charged with involuntary manslaughter. He's accused of storing thousands of dangerous chemicals at glue and select distributors. Massive site of that explosion that turned deadly when a 19-year-old man was killed by shrapnel.
In January, the EPA said they found hundreds of thousands of cans of butane and 30,000 nitrous oxide cylinders after they cleaned up the site. Testimony will continue next month. An emergency landing for a flight bound for Detroit after somebody tried to open the plane's emergency exit mid-flight. Video shows the moment police walk the man off the plane. It happened yesterday on a flight from Omaha to DTW. The man could not get the emergency exit door open, so he went for the cockpit. Fortunately, that did not work either. Flight attendants and passengers stopped him.
That's bizarre, and you don't. At that point, you were very concerned if this guy can do something, right, to someone. You don't know if he's carrying anything, right? You don't know what are his intentions, right?
Yeah, everyone is okay. The unruly passenger is under arrest. 23-year-old Mario Nikprulaj is from Nebraska. The flight made an emergency landing in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. After a 2-hour delay, they took off again and made it to Detroit with no problems.
Art and music. It is that time of year, and it brings out people by the hundreds of thousands. And this weekend in Ann Arbor, 30 city blocks, they are transformed for the city's annual art fair. Artists from all across the country are showcasing their talent. Now, the goal is not just viewing art, but experiencing it. There are hands-on demonstrations and street-level performances. There's also music on several stages and no shortage of food. The Ann Arbor Art Fair runs through tomorrow.